Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Second thing, if you want to use a demo or a funded account, make sure to click the link in the description below, the Apex funding, and use code SAVE80. Again, I don't know when they're going to do that deal again, so it's really good practice. And then other thing is I did open a free trial section for my Patreon. I'll probably close it in a couple days, but there's a free 7-day trial, so if you want to join that for free, you get free 7 days. If you want to join after, great. If not, it's fine. But it is open if you want. Link in the description for that as well. Alright, so in this video I'm going over just a review. Okay, I'm going to review gold, I'm going to review EUR USD, and I'm going to review oil, I'm going to review EU, okay? Or ESU, which is the new contract rollover, okay? I'd recommend probably switching to ESU probably tomorrow or the next day. Today, probably ESM is fine. But anyways, so right now, what's going on is does look like we are engineering some liquidity up here. So not quite bearish yet. Anyways, last night's class, I talked about this for a gap. I said this was kind of my condition. And you can see that we kind of never broke up from it until right here, okay? And this is just a typical inverse fair value gap, right? When you see this violated, okay, you want to see us break up from it. So you can see this candle gets a strong close above. So that tells me what? That tells me you can now use this as an inverse, and you can use this as an inverse to lead us back up to these highs. Okay, so this morning kind of came in with that bias. I was like, okay, we got some equal highs here. If I go down to like the 1 minute, there's some equal highs here, and they don't really look significant on the 5 minute. You can only see there's 3 of them. But like whenever you have like 7 equal highs in the 1 minute, the chances those are not going to hit is very slim. Okay, usually they are going to hit. Okay, that's what that means. All right, so really this morning I came in and I saw, okay, we're still holding this 15-minute inverse fair value gap. And the reason why I like this one so much is because, hopefully you guys know, but it's the only one in this leg. Okay, see how it's the only fair value gap? So whenever it's the only one, I just like it a lot more. So I kind of came in with the idea of, okay, we broke above that. We're bullish to this high as long as we hold it, okay? And then we have the equal highs up here. I don't really care if this high gets hit anymore just because this price action is really bad. So I'm not really watching anymore, but at least these were hit. Again, these are the intermediate term, or this is actually short-term high inside of fair value gap, so it's just a good target, especially when you see this inverse hold. So that was kind of the thing I called out today. And then same with NQ. If we look at NQ, I called out these equal highs this morning. And we actually had equal highs and equal lows. So if you look very closely, I believe they were, I think they're right here. There's equal, maybe it was on the other one. Oh yeah, it's NQU. So NQU had equal lows here, and we had equal highs right here. Okay, and what you can see is when we opened this morning, we opened between them. So really that's a spot where I don't like the trade. Okay, and I was like, oh, it looks like we're going to go for the equal highs. Then we didn't. Then I was like, oh, it looks like we're going to go for the equal lows. Then we didn't. So I always tell people, I'm like, well, there's a reason why I don't press a button when there's both, because you don't know which one you're going to go for. But then a bunch of time went by. You can kind of see we took out this high and this high. Well, meanwhile, we were engineering a lot of lows down here. So I kind of changed my mind. I was like, okay, I know this is still 50-50, but it does look like we're engineering more liquidity to the downside, because you can see right here there's, you can see there's low, 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 low. There's just so many lows versus up here, there's only the one up here. So more often than not, these are going to be broken first. And the issue with that is I want to be bearish this morning, and I kind of said, okay, if we're bearish, I want to see what? I want to see a run up to these highs, then lower. But because I saw the opposite, a run to these lows, I was like, okay, we ran to these lows. I probably look for a long setup now because we still have these equal highs above and we had these lows below. Okay. So once we hit these equal lows, I was like, okay, you don't want to short anymore. You now want to look to use, if you go to the 1 minute, you can see that there's actually 2 fair value gaps. This one and this one. Okay, and whenever and obviously you don't short these because we hit sell side here. But whenever there's a case like this, I always go to the higher time frame, or like the 2 minute, and combine it into one fair value gap. And then once that one fair value gap broken, you can use it as an inverse. So you can see this is broken. You can now use this as an inverse and take them up to these equal highs, which I said this is a B setup in my stream. I did not take it myself. I didn't take anything today because I didn't feel comfortable. But I said you could take this if you want, and it ended up working. And then you can see we came back down after hitting these equal highs, still held it because we know there's still buy set above. And, you know, just today was sloppy, but it was also not horrible. Okay, the only thing that was horrible was this. Okay, this was pretty tough to trade, but the only reason why that is because we have equal highs and equal lows, right? And it's very difficult to trade that. So you can see this is a nice inverse. Again, because these are two 1 minute fair value gaps, you go on the 2 minute, combine it into one, just so it's easier to use. And there wasn't really any fair value gap over here that lined up with. I mean, there was this, which was small, which does count, by the way. So that's the only thing that I see there. Oil, okay, you can see oil. I said this was sell side this morning, okay, and I kind of got an oil late, but I saw oil this morning, and I marked this for a value gap right here, okay, because if you look carefully, let me just go to the 3 minute. I marked this for a value gap in the 3 minute. If you look carefully, we had an untapped sell side below. And this fair value gap was not in premium, but it's still a fair value gap that I was expecting to work just because we were so close. So this worked out for a nice short. And then what you'll notice is you can see, like, once we complete these sell models, right, you can just see these are good turtle soup entries. I don't take turtle soup entries, but you can see this was just a nice turtle soup, meaning when we go beneath that low, a lot of people end up buying, okay? Right now, I don't really have an analysis on it. We kind of already hit daily sell side, which means what? Which means we've already expanded all this way. Okay, so we're probably going to get some consolidation. I'd rather wait for another day to look at this. So, and then gold. Gold is really nice too this morning. So, in my Discord, I'll just show you what I said. Okay, this is what I said for gold. I said, I'm targeting these equal lows if this fair value gap or this PD array is violated. Okay, and I said this is the first target, and then obviously the equal lows is the second target. Okay, so you can see on gold, if you look at the 50 minute, as soon as we violated this is almost like a breakout trade in a sense, where as soon as this gets violated, I know where the draw on liquidity is. Okay, you can't just say, oh, the draw on liquidity is these equal lows just because it's there. You want to see something violated. And this was violated, and the second that was violated, we just sliced through all this like butter. We hit the equal lows, and that was that. Okay, so I know a lot of people caught that in stream as well. And then one more, just Euro USD. Euro USD, I said, I'm guessing we should hit the sell setter here, but basically what I said this morning was I actually gave an alert this morning. It was right here. Okay, we had like a nice inverse fair value gap here. So I alerted along on this, and I actually got stopped to break even. And my targets were these equal highs and this high right here. Okay, so we never ended up hitting the final target, but we did hit the equal highs and we just dumped, so the rest would have gotten stopped to break even. And you can see, like, the reason why I put your stop for break even after you hit the first target is because you can see, like, if you don't, you're probably going to get stopped anyways. So you can see, like, right here, you're probably going to get stopped anyways, which is important to note. And you can see as soon as we close back beneath this inverse fair value gap, we just take off and dump. And once that happened, I was like, okay, we go back to replay mode. When I saw this, I was like, okay, we're kind of dumping through this. And if you draw this premium to discount, this is like this is a really nice fair value gap, which is really obvious. You can see it if you back away from your chart. So I was like, okay, if we close beneath this, look for a fair value gap or something in the form back here to short. Because it's also an inverse, and it would also line up with a new fair value gap. You can see exactly what happened. We kind of got it as a short, and that tells me what? That tells me the draw now of liquidity is probably this low. So that's my guess at the moment. But this worked out nicely for a short, and then unfortunately the long didn't go as far as I wanted, but we ended up flipping short anyway. So Again, here's like another thing that might look textbook to some people. You might be like, oh, this looks like a textbook long. Okay, because it's like a double BPR, right? But why would you go long here if you know that we're redelivering from an inverse fair value gap telling you, okay, the draw should be this. This is actually a lot of time, but I would not be surprised. This is kind of what I want right now. Okay, I'm not shorting this because we're really low. Okay, so you don't short this because we're really close to sell side, but I mean, this is something that I'd probably expect. Okay, so that's kind of my Euro analysis for now. But yeah, other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, decent stream today for the choppiness. But yeah, I will see you guys later. And other than that, good luck with FOMC tomorrow, or FOMC Wednesday, CPI tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll probably go lighter and stuff. Wait till Thursday. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Other than that, peace out.